Videogame is not complete without a final boss that is so hard to beat that players need to go to hell and back again in order to defeat it. Amongst the myriad of enemies you will encounter in your video game career, you'll find some that are so hard to take down they've practically made history. As a consequence, in what follows we will have a look at 10 legendary bosses that made gamers feel like they're playing it all wrong, being so tough that they become practically impossible to beat. This boss is so fast and full of health it's downright unnerving, but this isn't the worst part by far. After fighting him for about 1 hour, if and when you manage to finally defeat it, you'll be met with an unpleasant surprise, his second awakened form. So you won't only sweat in despair trying to avoid his crushing attacks once, but you'll also have to face its even faster and more annoying form the second time around. Carrying a powerful minigun and being clad in a shield of deadly krill, General Ram is one tough boss. Because he can kill you with a single shot, this final fight is all about how good you are at taking cover and seizing the right moment when you can come out and deal a little damage, exceptionally well-timed shots becoming your go-to actions. General Ram doesn't joke around, so you should get a friend to help you defeat him. Even though the game itself is not the most demanding one on the market, the final boss, namely Iron Mike, is there to compensate for the relaxation you felt in the previous levels. If you want to beat him, you'll need godly reflexes, perfect timing, and the memory of an elephant to remember all his killing moves. But as this is an unlikely combination, you'll probably struggle for hours until you finally manage to take him down. An incredibly hard to beat boss, Psycho Mantis was so indestructible, players simply weren't able to beat it no matter how hard they were trying. Its telekinetic powers were so overpowering that you couldn't risk making any wrong move because you would immediately be hit. But after days and days of trial and error, players realized that the answer was just in front of their eyes. Simply switch the controller ports and Mantis's superhuman abilities will become useless. Many players died on duty, trying to find the right way to fight Sephiroth, but this intense boss seemed to be simply undefeatable. Powerful, fast, and very resilient against anything you throw at it, this highly challenging enemy became the stuff of nightmares for many enthusiast gamers who were getting their hands on Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time. Immense skill was needed to beat it, perfectly timed combos, dodging moves, and healing provided to be the only solutions against the mighty Sephiroth. In the old pre-patch times when World of Warcraft was quite a challenging MMORPG, Cthun was the most fearsome boss the players had to tackle. Famous for being almost immortal, this hellish enemy was crushing even the most experienced and high-level raiders, even the efforts of entire guilds being just not enough to take him down. Being so overpowering that it was practically undefeatable, Cthun got nerfed in order to become a little bit more manageable. As a boss, Dracula is indeed very tricky, taking on 3 forms, each with their own unique powerful attack and replenished health bar. This mythological bloodsucker can only be beaten after you've practiced several times, but there's another downside. The level that precedes him is insanely hard, one of the hardest ones in the entire Castlevania series. If you die, you'll have to go back to the very beginning, so defeating Dracula will prove to be a lengthy and painful process for many gamers. The reboot of Ninja Gaiden is notorious for being a very hard game, with complicated levels and overly challenging bosses, but the queen of all foes you might encounter is most definitely Alma. She is so hard to beat because you simply need immense dexterity when dodging her crushing attacks, throwing stone pillars at you, summoning her speedy minion demons, and shooting energy beams being just some of the disastrous moves she has. Even though some might say there are other more powerful bosses in the series, the Tyrant from Resident Evil Code Veronica X is the original enemy that scared the hell out of players. Because the fight takes place in the hold of a cargo plane, you don't have much room to move around, and the Tyrant can't be killed directly. Instead, you have to gradually weaken him until you can use a switch to send the plane's cargo flying into him. And the fact that he's such a resilient boss doesn't help at all. From all the terrifyingly tough bosses encountered in the Dark Souls series, the iconic duo Ornstein and Smell is definitely the most difficult to beat. Having to fight both of them at the same time, these humongous brutes perfectly complement each other's powers, Ornstein being quick and agile and Smell using his immense physical force to crush players. Even if you manage to kill one of them, the other will replenish his life and turn into a superpowered enemy that becomes so overwhelmingly strong you will feel like it's straight up impossible to deal with its destructive attacks. This was our list highlighting some notoriously difficult bosses, and we hope you've enjoyed our video. If you did, please press that like button as we do appreciate it and it helps us immensely. We often ask our audience for suggestions to compile these lists, and if you'd like to contribute, please follow Frag Hero on Facebook. If you've bumped heads with any other impossible to beat beasts, please be sure to tell us about them in the comments below, because we do try to read pretty much everything. Now would also be a great time to encourage you to subscribe, because we upload new stuff all of the time, so subscribing will keep you up to date with all of our latest videos. You can also check out fraghero.com for more gaming related articles, but until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.